Hello Facebook ads people, I'm Konstantinos and today we're going to talk about columns. I'm gonna show you how you're gonna make them and which metrics you should be looking. So when we talk about columns, there's not a lot of things to discuss. Basically, it's me going into my PC and showing you which columns I'm using, how I like to work, which metric is gonna be first, what's gonna be last, and what I'm looking in each of the metrics. And let's go into my PC and see all of that. Hi guys, I would like to interrupt this video in order to talk to you about my Facebook ads course. It took me 6 months of video editing everything and 3 months of video shooting. And because of that, I have created the best Facebook ad course in the world. Inside, you're going to find super advanced information, but information also for beginners. It takes you by the hand in order to teach you how to do Facebook ads from the beginner level to super advanced level. It has inside Loom videos from cost caps, speed caps, Loom videos from CBO, ASC optimization. It has chosen 5 sessions, inner circle sessions, and it has a lot of theory with whiteboard, also strategies that are working all of these years, things that I have developed, things that I know that are working because I have spent millions and millions on the platform. Currently, I'm spending between 5 and 10 million every month, sometimes it's even more, across 30 accounts, and I have access to many more. So I know what is currently working and all the latest trends, and this is what I'm doing inside the course. I'm showing you live ad accounts with real spend and what is working right now. And if you want, you can click the link below, you can go and you can check some videos that I have open free for you so that you can check if you like the course or not and decide if you want to buy it or not. I will see you there. So let's go in this account and let's see the columns. Of course, I have them already set, but I'm gonna show you how to do the columns anyway. And let's remove everything. The moment it's gonna open, you're gonna remove everything. And what we're gonna do here is first I start with reach. I will explain to you all of this as we build it. Then it's gonna be unique link click. It's gonna be unique link click. It's gonna be cost per unique link click. And it's gonna be unique CTR all. Okay. Then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do content view. I will explain why I'm using all of this, total and cost. Then it's gonna be add to cart. It's gonna be total and cost. Then it's gonna be checkout, total and cost. Then it's gonna be purchases or whatever event you have. It's gonna be total, cost, value, and then above that it's the ROAS. Then what I like to do is amount spent. I want to have the results, and next to it the amount spent, and next to it it's going to be the budget. After that, what I like to do is delivery. Then what I like to use is over here actions. Then I'm going to use frequency, attribution setting. Then starts, then it's gonna be ends, then it's gonna be CPM, and then it's gonna be average purchase conversion value, which is the AOV. And here I will finish with bid, which is for cost caps. So this is what you do, and then you press save and it saves the column and stuff. Let's do that, and saves the column. Now, another thing which I need to mention over here is that if you go here, let's say on this one that we have, what is gonna happen, by the way, if you're just creating it a new one for first, it's gonna have, when you're gonna add it here, it's gonna say save and you're gonna put a name. Now this one is already saved on my end, so you don't have to put a name. Let's do it again so that you can see. Let's go on custom, for example, and then let's do this one. You see it says save as column preset. And basically after you save it, it's gonna appear like this, like the analytics over here, it's appearing. Now, over here, I wanna show you something last before. If you wanna do anything custom, you can do, for example, things like create a custom metric, and you can things like, for example, let's create an average order value, okay? Purchase conversion purchase conversion value, and then we're gonna divide that with number of sales so that we can see what is the AOV. So we go to purchases. Then you can come here, you can name this one AOV, for example. You can say if it's gonna be a percentage of number. In this case, it's gonna be a number. You can give a description and all of that, and you can say that only you will have access and you can create it. This is how you create custom ones if you wanna do something specific, which I don't know. Or for example, if you wanna find the AOV but you don't have purchases and all of that, and you have because the metric that it has inside, it's called average purchase conversion value. But if you call it sale and you want to do custom metrics like this, you can come and do it here and add anything that you want and create your own column metrics that you have to check. So let's go now and let's analyze a little bit the different metrics and what we're gonna see here. So first of all, we have reach. Why do I follow reach? I like to follow reach because with the reach, I'm able to see if something it's actually spending, if people are seeing it. A lot of times, for example, when you run ads for a local area, maybe you need to see how many people you are reaching. And then it's actually the CPM. If the CPM is really high, I'm trying to actually see how many people I'm gonna be able to reach with my with the CPMs that I have in an ad account. So basically, it's a way for me to see how many people I'm reaching in specific niches, if it's too expensive, and all of that. Then we have unique link click. We don't have just the clicks that a lot of times people use, but we have unique clicks, which means one click per user, so unique users. And we have link clicks. We have when somebody is actually clicking a link into our ads, because we don't want just people who clicked to the image, for example, to see a bigger one. Then we have the cost of that. We have unique CTR, which is the percentage of people that we have reached, how many people they have actually clicked. Now, why am I having this? I'm not having it so that I can say, for example, that 3% is a lot. I'm having it so that I can compare it between campaigns. And it's really important for me to be able to see this metric, but I always use it to compare it between campaigns and not just say, okay, 6% here, it's good. It's good because I'm seeing 3 on others and then I'm seeing 6 here. So why this metric is a little bit of tricky? Because if you have a very high CPM, let's say, for example, that you have, especially in your accounts, if you have 100 CPM, for example, you are reaching less people. So it's really easy if you're reaching only 100 people to have 5 people clicking. Okay, so the CTR over there is going to look 5% and you are going to think that, oh my God, I have very good creatives. You need to have also good metrics over here. If these metrics are not good and you're having very good CTRs and very high CPMs, it means that you're not getting good results. It's just that it's much easier to have 5 clicks on 100 people, but if the CPM was lower and you were reaching 5,000 people, it would be much more difficult to have a 5% ratio over there, because that would mean that you would have a lot of clicks comparing to the 100 people that is only 5. So when I'm watching the CTR, I'm watching it between campaigns just to check which campaigns are better than the others. And in order for me to decide if my creatives are good or bad, I'm going to check this number mostly. And of course the sales, because at the end of the day, it's all about the sales. Then we have the content views over here, which is a very good way for me to understand if somebody has landed on the website. If a lot of times, if you come here and you see that there is nothing here, it means that something is broken, that the website is not reporting. So the only reason that I have the content views is that so that I can see if people have landed to the website and they started searching things. Then add to carts for the obvious reasons is how many people added to cart. Initiate checkouts, very important metric. I always like to check the ratio between checkouts and purchases. Why? Because a lot of times in the starting days, you might have some sales which are gonna be delayed reported. So what I like to do is that I'm seeing what kind of ratio do I have over here. For example, is every 2 checkouts you're getting 1 sale, around that. Okay, don't crucify me to the comments. Okay, you have 200 more checkouts. So but give or take, you're getting this. Imagine that a lot of times you might be starting a new campaign and you might see that you're having, for example, 10 checkouts and 1 purchase. In these cases, you are expecting a sale to come because you know that your healthy ratio is 1 to 2. So this is how I use the checkouts, and I like to use this metric, especially for the first days, to understand if I will have to give some more time because we have delayed reporting. Then we have the purchases and the cost per purchase. This goes without saying, it's an easy metric to understand. ROAS is the return on ad spend. Amount spent and budget, I like to put them like this so that I can see how much I'm spending, how much it has spent, what kind of results I get. So this is a very easy way for me to control everything and change budgets over here. Actions is very important because a lot of times you can see errors here. Let me take you to another one, just a second. For example, here, guys, you can see that there's an error over here in these ads and stuff. And a lot of times you can see if you have rejected ads and stuff. That's why I keep it as a column. In this specific case, the error is that Meta closed an ad without even asking me because it wasn't getting any spend. So these are things that you can track when you have the actions column here. So back on the ad account, frequency I have it just for sometimes for retargeting and stuff or some smaller accounts. This is a super healthy frequency for the spend that we are in. I don't care so much about it. I just have it there because I need to monitor it from time to time. Attribution setting is a 7 days click, 1 day view. The reason that I'm having this one is because when I'm auditing other accounts sometimes, there are cases that they are using 1 day click and stuff, and this is easier for me to be able to spot it immediately because I believe that everyone should be using 7 days click, 1 day view so that they can have the more data you have for optimization, the better it is. Start and ends, it's a very good columns to see when an ad has started, to understand when it ended and all of that. You can see here it ended on specific periods and stuff. Something that I really like to use so that I can understand when a campaign has started, if it's new, if I have optimized it, and all of that. Of course, here we have also the name of the campaigns, which is hidden, but it's by default there, so you can do nothing about it. Then we have the CPM for the obvious reasons that we said earlier. In bigger ad accounts, you're not going to use CPM, you're going to use it a little bit to understand if it's becoming a little bit more expensive to advertise in this period or not. I have also my latest video about the trend and how you can check the CPM and the spend to understand if you're in a good and bad period. This is where the CPM is important on the bigger ad accounts, just to check a little bit the trend. On the smaller ad accounts and the new ad accounts, CPM is very important because we can see if it's gonna be expensive, where we need to improve. We need to see different interests if they're gonna improve the CPM. We need to see if different creatives are gonna improve the CPM. All of these things are really important at the beginning because our pixel is new and doesn't know how to target properly, especially on broad targeting, so maybe it needs a little bit of push. And here we have the average order value, which is a very important metric. A lot of times ad accounts are bleeding because of the other average order value. We don't have big enough cards and orders, and sometimes, as I like to say, it's a very simple solution, but you might be having $25 cost per purchase, for example, and you might have 1 ROAS. That's a problem of AOV, because if you need 2 ROAS, for example, that means that you need to get 12.5 cost per purchase instead of the 25 that you're getting, which is also low, let's say, for example, because we cannot just say that 25 is low and stuff. It really depends on the business, market, country, and all of that. So imagine that if you're having that and you need 12.5, why don't you take, for example, if your AOV is 30, why don't you take your AOV from 30 to 60 and solve this problem instead of trying to make the ads work with half of the cost per purchase? So most of the times what Meta is gonna give you, this is what you're gonna get, and you need to have more friendly numbers inside the platform so that you can make it work. So it's easier for you to fix the AOV to go from 30 to 60 instead of you trying to make the $25 cost per purchase that you're getting to go to 12.5 so that you can fix and have 2 ROAS. That is what you're wanting to have. And then we have the last one, which is the bid strategy. When you're running cost caps, you're going to be able to see over here what kind of bid you're having. and you can be able to change it immediately if you want to do changes and stuff. That's all with the columns. These are the columns that I'm using. Don't forget that we always have a correlation between what is happening here and what is happening in reality, in the same way that I have showed you in another video. Let me actually show you. For example, here in the last 7 days, let me first, we are getting 2.3, and we're gonna see that we're having, I cannot show you all the others, I'm just gonna show you this one. We're having on the last days, these are the profits, 4K, 1.1, 4.6, 2.8, 2.5. Okay, so this one is 1.17. As you can see, yesterday, what was the loss? 2.15, and here it was 1.82. It wasn't updated yet, so the 25th, it's not updated yet. So the 1.8, basically, it gave us this. This is on the 23rd, let me see. The 23rd gave 2.22, so I'm guessing that because yesterday was around that number also, yeah, so we're gonna get another 2.3, 2.2. It's pretty accurate after some point always, and this is how I see if something is profitable or not. Some companies prefer to do it with central profit, some other companies prefer to do it with MER, marketing efficient ratio. So it's up to each company on how they want to do it. Of course, I get it, there's much more things that you can see, more metrics, more columns and all of that. If you're using something that you like it a lot, let me know. But this is what I use to most of the other accounts. There are other accounts that there can be some exceptions and I will use some extra metrics. But in general, this is what I use. Of course, with the other video that I have made explaining that I'm watching also the ROAS inside the ad account, but I'm watching the correlation between what I see there and my Excel worksheet with the profit that I have with the client, which is being updated every day. In any case, don't forget that if you want to learn more, you can check my book, you can check my course, you can check, of course, all the people that they have completed the course and if they like it or not, the Trustpilot reviews. There's a free version so that you can go and see if you like the vibe, if you like what you're seeing. Now I'm updating and I'm putting also subtitles to all of the videos. I keep adding new ones. There's gonna be advanced strategies, beginner strategies, whiteboard videos, Loom videos, everything is there. It's considered the best meta ads course in the world, at least for me and my mom. Also, I do have my mentorship program, Chosen 5. There are 2 spots available right now. We can see if you're a good fit, if you have the right spend and all of that. Daily calls, one-on-one, teaching you Facebook ads and working together on your ad account daily as I was gonna manage it on my own. And until we meet again, guys, be creative and be consistent.